Hi, welcome. This is Impact Condos, and we're here with Jason Lam, VP of Sales, another familiar face and killer salesman. And we're doing Prime Condos, launching in just 2 weeks from now. Stay tuned, starting at 400s. Right now, we're just gonna get to know this project a little bit better. And we're coming off a super hot sale at 8 Wellesley, right? We killed that in a matter of days at 1,400 per square foot.
It's a huge success, and I think it speaks volumes to the demand that's taking place from the overall investor and end user market for downtown. We spent the last 10 months tippy-toeing around the downtown condo conversation, and now it's actually been in full reverse, and now people want downtown. And the byproduct of that, or I guess the result of that, is because you're seeing so many launches throughout the GTA, and not just launches, but huge success stories with remarkable price appreciation. And the low-rise market and the resale market seeing huge price appreciation. So now downtown condos, you've got this big boom, you've got a ton of value, and I think the pendulum is swinging back to the downtown market. All eyes are on it. And it doesn't take rocket science. You just have to drive downtown on a Saturday when it's 15 to 20 degrees, and you'll see firsthand why downtown will always be the quintessential it when it comes to investments.
Yeah, 100%, right? Like they already announced on the 12th that they're expanding openings towards like spas as well as restaurants.
We'll see. Things change day by day, but when it comes to the desire to acquire assets, real estate, you're seeing the market price yourself out. Affordability has really been under fire over the last 30 days, 60 days, 6 months. And when you're looking at downtown condos or condos as a whole, and you look at Prime's offering, which is products starting in the high 4s, in the 5s, 6s, and 7s, and 8s, that is value. It's almost similar pricing to 905. So it's a no-brainer when it comes to should I buy this or should I buy that, because of Prime's location, because of Prime's developer team, and that's what's most exciting. That's why Prime is going to be a huge success, just like 8 Wellesley, and that's why investors are so excited to jump on this opportunity.
Absolutely, and you're right. And what I really love about Prime is when you look at the renderings, they look absolutely stunning, right? It does not look like Center Court cheapened out in any way. In fact, it looks awesome, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the interior designer as well as the architect going on to this project?
For sure. Look, when you look at a building like Prime, you can tell with the black metal panels, the gold trims, this is a unique looking building. It's not a normal building you see in the skyline today. And similar in terms of themes of standing out. You look at grid condos. That building stands out when you're on the DVP. You can spot that guy from miles out. Same with 411 Church, Transit City. These buildings are buildings that are very unique looking. And Prime invokes that premium product that's coming to the East Core. It's sort of leading the charge of the transition you're seeing, the revitalization of Toronto's downtown East Core. And I think we're not trailblazing anything. There's been a number of projects that have come online that is changing the fabric of the East Core day by day, week by week, month by month. And when we land the density, the transformation of the East Core through Ryerson, through our buyers, creating demand and supply, businesses, it's going to be a completely different neighborhood. So you can see that firsthand now. Think about what it looks like 5 years from now or 10 years from now. Having that vision to see it today, what it is today is not what it will be 5 years from now. A lot of people struggle to see past that. So you have to be a bold visionary to capitalize on that opportunity.
It's 100%. I totally agree with you. And that's a really good point to bring out, because a lot of people they're more of bandwagoners, and we gotta educate them to jump on as an early adopter as investments, right? And just with earlier success with 199 Church in that area, we definitely want to jump on now at this price while it's still developing and transforming. Whereas later it's going to be at maybe 1,800, 2,000 per square foot. Yes, it's going to be beautiful and fully transformed, But guess what? It's already in a great location. You're right beside Ryerson. You're stone throw away to George Brown as well. And very close to transit subway stations, Eden Center. Lots of great commercial workplaces as well, just surrounding this. So I definitely agree with you. We can see lots of great success, I think, even in like Yonge and Eglinton, right? Right before they announced the LRT till even now at 1200. When they first started, it was like $350 per square foot, right? And that's what we're going to see here as well. With a huge transformation, I think Prime's a great project to jump in at the very beginning while they're still transforming. You don't want to jump in while it's too late. You want to have that good profit margin gap at the moment, right?
Yeah, and I think what's important is you're on your own timeline as an investor, right? Like you have to set your own budget and you have to work with the means that you have. And so you're not trying to rush yourself, but as you watch the market pass you by, I think you want to prioritize, home ownership. You want to create generational wealth. You want to build that equity so that you've got options. You can live, you can rent out, you can resell, you can assign. There's a lot of options when you're acquiring a hard asset like real estate. And when you're talking about transformation, being a visionary, look, it's no different than Regent Park or VMC or Liberty Village. These all told you the blueprint. Everyone told you that it's going to be 16, 17, 18 buildings, but today it's not really what it looks like today. It's not what it's going to look like 5 years from now. And you can be in the pool that says, wow, driving by 5 years later and saying, I can't believe this happened, I had no idea. Or you can be the person that says, they just told me what's about to happen, I can see it happening, there's no other choice, Toronto's moving east, I need to capitalize on this because there's a huge opportunity. And so I don't think it's about being late, I think it's about being within your timeline, making the right decisions, choosing the right developers, choosing the right locations.
That's awesome. No, I agree with you. It's all whenever you're ready, right?
Yes.
So definitely agree with that as well. Now tell me, and I know we've been there, we already know Center Court's an awesome builder. They don't cancel projects, bill on time, no interim occupancy. What are we looking at that's coming in exciting for this project?
Well, look, you said yourself at the top of this segment, we were talking about 905, a bunch of projects in the 905 Fringe 416. And the one thing that Prime has that no other development has, that has no opportunity, is what I call the insurance policy. If you're an investor and you're trying to get into the market, the reason why you're not is because you're afraid. Why are you afraid? I want to be a landlord. Who am I going to rent out to? That's the first question. And so the insurance policy at Prime that no one else has is Ryerson University. You cross the street, you're home to 47,000 students that is constantly regenerating. And that is the strength, that is the key as a safety net. You've got faculty, administration, international students with virtually no beds on campus. So these individuals depend on the private sector to house them. And who pays for the rent? Who pays for tuition? Who pays for a lifestyle? For the most case, it's the parents. And they want them to live in high quality conditions as close to campus as possible. So that's step one. That's an insurance policy that no one else will give you in the city when it comes to pre-construction. The second one is now you're a 10-minute walk to Yonge Street, a cultural icon. You have culinary experiences, retail experiences, energy. There's so much to like about Yonge, but what makes Yonge Yonge is the subway. You've got Yonge and Dundas Square, and that's a whole other conversation about it being a landmark with Eaton Center and all the development and change that's happening there. But you also have College Street Station. But the irony in that is that we don't need the subway. I don't need the subway because I'm walkable to employment. Number three, the health network, the big 5 hospitals, tens of thousands of high-paying jobs. You've got the financial district, not just any financial district. This is the second largest financial center in North America. Over 500,000 jobs that is constantly developing and growing east, just like the rest of the city. As close to Yonge as possible, and then you cross Yonge, you've got no choice. So now you have option. I can rent to students, I can rent to faculty, I can rent to international students, people in administration, but I can also rent to people in tech, finance, law, entertainment. I can rent to people in the medical field. So now I'm diversified. I'm not a one-trick pony. I don't need a subway. I don't need a GO station. I have it all, and I'm not trying to wait for a vision that won't be ready for 10 years. I have it all today, right here, right now, plus the upside of where the East Core will be in the next decade. So there's no other option with the price points we're going to bring to the market, with the developer brand we are, you're going to be associating with as a partner. This is a no-brainer. This is the investment of 2021. There's no other answer when people call you other than Prime if they want to buy a condo.
It's 100%. So the best with the best closing, I love it. You're right. Definitely the price points, you can't beat it. I know that you took a lot of time to design the floor plans so that we have these great starting price points, and so that every investor who buys and every end user is actually going to enjoy the space and make tons of money on it, so that in the future, as it transforms, we're going to get there. And one of the things I really love about Prime, as Jason said, is you're already part of the main core, but you're in an emerging segment of the city as well. East Downtown has over 200,000 jobs coming with the development of Portland's East Harbor, 2 new TTC lines, as well as a GO Train line. But like Jason said, you don't have to wait 10 years for that. That's coming, which will boost the value of this property. But we already have, being part of the main part of downtown, of being close to financial district, as well as all the medical centers, and Ryerson, as well as U of T. You have the best of both worlds. Right?
Absolutely. This is as good as it gets. This is as exciting as it gets. And when you look at the number of projects that come online in 416 over the last 12 to 24 months, it's coming far and few between. We're seeing huge expansion, huge growth in the mid to high-rise condominium market throughout the GTA, which is a great story.
Yeah.
But again, it's just, when the values are where they're at, downtown is a no-brainer.
100%. It is the insurance. Downtown will always be downtown. It'll always have the jobs. It'll always have the connectivity. It can never go wrong in any kind of situation when you invest. Well, that's pretty much all I have at the moment. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you, taking your time coming here and having us for Impact Condos.
It's been a pleasure. I hope everyone, if you have questions, you're going to contact Matthew. You're going to ask about the merits of pre-construction, why Center Court's a leading developer, and why Prime is an absolute no-brainer.
100%. So Impact Condo Investments, we're going to have great access directly with Center Court for Prime Condos, launching any moment now, starting in the 400s. You know where to find us. Give me a call.